All right.
And we'll run it.
Love it.
We're back. I got caught up too. I'm usually pretty good about watching them all. And I got caught back up with all the pods. I was building some records this morning. Yep. Really good. Really good stuff lately. We've been having some fun with some of the full length episodes recently. And how long did we go yesterday? It felt long.
I think it was about 30 minutes.
30 minutes.
Yeah.
So we'll try to keep it short and sweet today. We've got some good sales tips, some kind of funny current events too. But we'll start with the BDR spotlight. Wanted to shout out Mr. Parker Florea. He's been killing it, man. Just when he started out here, not only just crushing it with his Arsenal appointments and getting some close deals, but then, once he started picking up clients, he really didn't miss a beat. He just kept scheduling a ton of appointments, and he proposed and she said yes. That's probably the best appointment you can set, right? I think he closed on a house yesterday, and then if you have to redact it. But he's got some big irons in the fire. Let's just say that, right? He's got some deals that would give him some commission that is very timely for a guy who's closing on the house, right? So great job, Parker Florea. He is absolutely crushing it. And, really just living the dream. We kind of tell people when, they're hired here is that's kind of the boxes we're looking for people to check. We don't want it just to be a job where you clock in and clock out. And, certainly Parker puts in his hard work just like everyone else, but it's not like he's chained to his desk either, right? He just works really hard while he's here. And we've seen him make that progression from college grad to, being engaged and planning a wedding to closing on his house and moving out of the roommate situation, living with his fiance. And then now the culmination of everything is starting to see some of these appointments go to proposal, and then proposals seem like, for him, they're going to close. So that is the Arsenal dream.
Yeah, the
right?
stars are aligned for Parker Florea.
He's absolutely crushing it. He doesn't have any availability right now. When he does, you guys will be the first ones to know. But Parker Florea, absolutely smashing the ball out of the park right now. Yeah, pretty good. Well-deserved, too. He couldn't be with us today. He was too busy dialing. So
name of the game.
That's the name of the game. Got to make more money. He's not content with just getting one. He wants to get the next one and the next one and the next one. So those clients he's working for, you are sure lucky to have him. He's crushing it. So I think we had a few proposals come overnight and this morning too. A couple of good ones. Well, and first and foremost, Sam Baker brought on a couple of new clients yesterday. We brought on an MSP out in Boston. Shout out Casey Gregory with the credit to the appointment there. Set up a banger. And then we brought on a roofer down in Texas. I think Sherman, Texas, I heard. That's a referral from one of Matt Bonebreak's clients who he's doing a great job for. And that guy was pretty much already sold. It was awesome. Sam got on the screen share with him, and he was just ready to go. So Matt Bonebreak doing a great job. Clients referring people. So brought on a couple of new accounts yesterday was huge. So we've got, I think, 7 new clients so far
Nice.
through 7 work days. We base our metrics sometimes in sales on closed deals through the weekend as well. So really it's been actually 11 business or work days for us because we were working and closing deals on the weekend too. But in terms of like dialing days or work week days, he's got one deal every single day. Yeah.
Keep it up, Sam.
That is a formula for incredible growth. If you're a business owner out there, imagine if you can bring on a new client or a new account one a day, right? I think there's some people who have started working with us and they were, at times excited for one a month, right? And so it's pretty impressive when we're doing the same thing we'd be doing for you. We're doing it for ourselves too. And it is just like a well-oiled machine right now. So anywho, couple of closed deals. We've got a couple of proposals that went out last night too. Rashawn in West Coast Mechanical got out a preventative maintenance proposal for $2,800 a quarter or $1,100 ARR. So again, West Coast Mechanical crushing it. And he actually got out another one today It looks like West Coast Mechanical got out a proposal for $365,000 for a single new unit in an auditorium. Yeah. Really good stuff.
We actually just set up another client testimonial with West Coast Mechanical at the end of the month. So,
Hell yeah.
Yeah, stay tuned.
Hell yeah. That is our latest and greatest industry. HVAC, you kind of get the benefit of some of the preventive maintenance contracts looking similar to IT, right? Where it's recurring revenue or quarterly revenue that's recurring. And then you also have kind of the big bopper, payouts like the getting a new roof, right? Where, a single unit in an auditorium is $750,000.
Right.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
Really good stuff. HVAC, it's going to be year of HVAC and mechanical contracting here at Arsenal. So, if your market's still available, this is probably one of the best times that you'd be able to work with us, is when we've got the markets, fresh and open. I know it was just a matter of time before MSP and roofers, and before you know it, the janitorial and solar companies, they all kind of took up the big ones, right? So if you're an HVAC company watching this, man, schedule some time to speak with Sam. Your market is more likely than not available, and our process works just the same for you guys as it would a roofer or a solar company or even, ourselves. So that's great. I think we had a couple of IT ones come through overnight as well, actually this morning. So a couple from Miles Murphy with the ITX group. He's got out 6,800 monthly recurring proposal, and then they also got out a 3,200 monthly recurring proposal. Both of those going out. Two separate companies with the ITX group. Miles Murphy, again, he's one of those guys where it is almost impossible to peel him off the phone. He is just a glutton for hard work and success. Miles probably closing more in commission than any other guy out there. So that's great. And then Bob. We got to get Bob on here.
Bobby G.
When was his last episode? Do you remember?
This might have been a month
ago. Yeah, we got to get him on here because he's already up to 6 clients since last month, starting to get out proposals, hunting for that first closed deal. But his client, Site Computer Services, got out a proposal for $6,002 monthly recurring, and that's again in the first 30 days. So you can't really ask for anything better than that. The monthly recurring revenue that would pay for the service itself in the first month. Yeah, it does not get much better than that. So great job, Bob.
Yeah, Bob's been going crazy out here.
Killer. He's got so many nicknames. Bob on Demand, Killer Bob, Bob the Roommate. He is also part of the band or group New Biz Kit. Is just making moves out here. Also,
making waves.
His numbers from last month were astonishing. I kind of stumbled
Really?
into them. Yeah, dude. He was I think he had like a 20% contact rate and a 15% close rate or something stupid. That is insane.
Yeah.
Just so you know, just keep it real, keep it in perspective, not to get it twisted. A good contact rate is somewhere between 7.5% and 10%. If 1 out of 10 calls you can touch a decision maker, that's pretty good. And he's almost doubled that. And then for a close rate, our top guys are somewhere between 10 and 15% close rate, and he's on the top end of that, 15%. So Bob is absolutely crushing it. I think he had 19 appointments, something through like a week and a half on the month.
Yeah.
Is unconscious. So again, great job, Bob Gillespie, Killer Bob the Roommate. Keep it up, man. And I think that'll put a pin in it for proposals. Did you see any others come through?
Nah, not since we started.
Nope. No new deal from Sam since we've been here. But it's kind of nice parlay into what we wanted to talk about today on the sales tips, right? Not too often do we get into the nitty gritty of like what other companies are doing in their sales process. We kind of always subscribe to our own methodology. And, if you choose to subscribe to it, this is great content for you to watch. But I think in today's episode, I think I'd like to speak directly to that where, if you're a BDR or SDR watching this, there's a couple of things you can do immediately right now, today, that will have a drastic impact in, increasing your performance in scheduling meetings or, closing a sale. And, it doesn't really matter what you do or how you sell it, but, how you deploy it. So one of the first things that I wanted to talk about was, something we heard on one of our account executives pitch yesterday. Nick LeGrand, I think, who we spotlit last week on his first day. He's started to get into the thick of it. He's starting pitches. And, he wanted to be so sure that he was answering every single question, right? He was kind of oversharing to the point where he was answering questions that the prospect didn't even ask, creating objections in an area of the pitch where there were none before. And so I think that's the first sales tip for you guys. If you're ever good salesmen kind of fall into this trap where, you tend to overtalk because you know what you're talking about. Right. It's so hard. You know what you're talking about. You're probably very eloquent in deploying your pitch. You know the answers to all the questions. You're able to overcome objections. But sometimes when you've got a nice, easy one, it's hard to settle in as one of those top dogs and just let them share with you. So, sales tip number 1, don't answer questions that they haven't asked.
Sales tip.
Let them ask it. Otherwise, it's not a question that they have.
That's a good one, man.
And if it's a piece of value or something that you want to add, that's great. Always make sure you categorize your pieces of value in terms of what's in it for them, right? There's a difference in core value. There's a feature, and then there's a benefit. And the benefit usually underscores why the decision maker should take the meeting with you, right? What's in it for them? So, for example, when we pitch, it's like, hey, my name's Cameron with Arsenal. We're looking for an MSP to partner with here in Miami. We do sales, specifically for MSPs who can handle 10 to 250 end users. Want to see if you had some time to take a look what it would be like working with us. For example, our partner TechCon up in New York closed $11,644 in monthly recurring revenue last month, looking to replicate that same success with one provider here in Miami. Want to see if you had time. Sam's soonest available time is today at 4, but if you could make it 10 a.m. tomorrow, we could walk you through what that would look like. And a lot of times, they're not going to ask, how much does it cost? Or, what do I get out of this, right? It's kind of implied. We generate meetings for you, but they may ask you, what do I get? How much does it cost? And what they're asking is, what do I have to pay and what do I get in return? And how's that going to pay off? So if you just lead with those things where it's like, yeah, man, my goal is to close you as much as possible. I would be the rep working for you. It costs you $4,000 to $5,000 a month. But, if you were to follow in the footsteps of TechCon, you'd be paid for 60 days.
Right.
Right. You don't have to explicitly say what's in it for me. It's implied. Mm-hmm. But if you kind of dress it up, people in our age get really flowery. It's like, we are looking for an exclusive partnership in the Miami market. Generate business, sales, lead generation for one exclusive partner. It's like, dude, what are you actually saying?
Right.
What does that mean? It means we generate meetings for one client here in Miami. It could be you guys. It could be the next person I call. But, our other partners are closing 11,000, 20,000. You see it. We read it here every day. How many deals they're closing. It's like, do you want that or no? Yes or no?
Right.
And we don't really subscribe to a ton of like the internet gurus or the YouTube gurus or any of that. But Gary Vee does have a really good nugget. It's, if you spent more time pitching people who are actually interested in your service and less time kind of hunting down the next schmuck and kind of milling through, like you would be way more successful as a salesperson. And so the same is true here, where if you can just speak plainly who you are, why you're calling, and then what you want to happen, and you check those 3 boxes and you're sharp, enthusiastic, and you sound like an expert, that's all you need. You don't really have to reinvent the wheel. I couldn't tell you how many times we've got a new person who comes in and we give them our script or pitch or whatever is working, and they just rewrite the whole dang thing. Yeah. And it's like, dude, we have been suffering blood, sweat, and tears over here for 5 years. That is the words that work. It's up to you to deploy them.
Yeah.
So don't forget that. Who you are, why you're calling, and what you want to happen. Be direct, sound like a point of authority, and sound sharp. Be ready for the decision maker to answer. And if you kind of combine all those things together as an SDR, BDR, you find out your contact rate and your close rate, you can reverse engineer success every time.
Sales.
Every time.
Tip.
You just pick a number that you want to make, and that's it. All you have to do is go hit those metrics.
Nice. Hitting them with the heavy ones today.
Bang!
Yeah.
I hope that actually helps people. I know kind of thinking about that in an overview form is always nice, and it kind of hits on themes, but it's cool to get into it too and actually show people what it is out there that works. And there's no hiding it. It's out there. But I think the more you can have a genuine, authentic conversation, starts with directness, and that's in your intro, who you are, why you're calling, what you want to happen. But a couple of cool current events here, if you're ready. I don't know.
Let's do
you
it.
want some more?
Yeah,
more
let's
sales
go
tips?
for it. Yeah.
All right, cool.
No, yeah, let's
current
jump in.
events. Got it. So the first one I saw, the first all electric airplane flew from coast to coast.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah. Wow.
I think airplanes are one of the biggest contributors to the carbon footprint, and that's pretty sweet. I mean, I wish they could get my electric lawnmower to hold the charge and mow the grass, but
I don't even try.
I guess I should upgrade to the robo mower at this point, right? Like, sheesh.
Let it mow itself.
But sure, why not? An electric airplane.
Man, that's crazy. I wonder what the difference is on speed, anything like that. I mean, we've seen it happen with the cars. But with airplanes,
range
totally
or whatever.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So I thought that was pretty cool. It kind of gave me some Orville and Wilbur Wright vibes. I wonder how long those guys have been kind of working on the electric airplane, and how long it'll be before we get one of those. Your car boops into a drone or whatever, and you can just fly away.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty sweet.
You know how many car pieces would be flying around the air in St. Louis?
Kia boys. Yeah, we need a software update for that, please, Kia. Sheesh.
USB drive can do anything.
Oh my God. That would be devastating. I feel like if the good thing we don't have flying cars by now.
Yeah.
Right? We can barely fix the potholes on 270. I can't imagine the type of incidents we'd have with the St. Louis flying in the air.
No insurance, license plates.
Listen, guys, the second we get flying cars is the second we get flying cops. I'm not about that. Like I'm so out on that.
I didn't even think about that.
Oh.
All right.
If you think you get a little nervous when you see the red and blue in your rear view, just wait till you see it above you, dude.
It's just swarming in on you.
You won't be able to get away with anything. Thermal cameras, all this stuff.
Oh my God.
God, I love it. I love it.
Is there anything else going on in the world right now?
Yeah, I someone who's been in the news lately, Miss Angel Reese, she's threatened to sit out of the WNBA season if she doesn't get paid.
No.
Wah. I don't know what else to say. I mean, we say it all the time. You don't work for free, for sure. Know your worth, know your value. But, man, if you're hoping to get paid like Caitlin Clark, it's just not going to happen. You got to know what you are, too. As a service, a service-based industry, we run into that all the time where people, out in Pocatello, Idaho are charging $350 a seat, and the guys next to them are charging $60, right?
Right.
You got to know your audience, and unfortunately, the WNBA hasn't made a profit in a while.
And when you see somebody else, you're like, "Well, they have that. I want that." It's like,
you got to put up results.
Yeah, I mean,
you got to put up results. I don't know what to say. I mean, Angel Reese, way to go for it, I guess. But man, sitting out the WNBA season, huh?
Yeah, you should be doing the opposite. You should be preparing for next season.
You got to play.
Raise the number on your head.
You got to play.
Yeah.
And if you're not getting paid, I guess you go to another team, but sitting out of the league because you're not getting paid, I guess you got to play a little better, huh?
Yeah.
I don't think Caitlin Clark had to fight for her dollars.
Makes me think of, was it Mr. Deeds? Guy comes in and he's like, I want to raise because I've been playing better. He's like, well, if you play worse, do we get to pay you less?
Exactly.
Like, jump back and forth. But anyway, it's results based, I would assume.
Listen,
just like anything else.
My For You page on TikTok is filled with Angel Reese lowlights. And I know she's probably got some highlights out there too, but it's been bad.
Really?
It's been a rough start. Yeah. Yeah, what are you going to do though? I hope she gets paid. I saw she's got cereal. She's got her own branded basketball. She's got her meal at McDonald's. So she's getting paid.
She's
getting paid. But the matter of fact is that the WNBA is a business. And if you're not bringing in additional revenue because of Angel Reese, you're not going to make additional salary because of Angel Reese, right? And I think the fact of the matter is that the WNBA target demographic is still men.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And, there's not a ton of men that take it seriously. regardless of my opinion on it or not, there's not a ton, and there's not a ton of women watching.
Right.
So it's like, where are you going to generate that revenue from? You're going to pull from NBA viewership? Well, that's Caitlin Clark.
Right.
I hate to tell you.
That's what's happening.
And then we especially as in this generation, right? I've noticed as young people come through, it's like people's barometer for their own self-awareness is a little off, right? They assume they're killing it unless someone says they're doing bad. And it's like, no, there's still a ton of room for Angel Reese to improve, just like our guys when they first start out. You may have a good trend, you're trending up, but there's still room for you to improve. And it doesn't, your hard work is going to be earned through the commission that you make, right?
I mean, that's it right there.
That's it.
Yeah.
We, we keep score based on the paychecks. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
And you're the only one who can claim that.
And your work that goes into it determines that. So I would say, if you're out there, you feel like you're getting underpaid, like Angel Reese, obviously come check us out. We pay very well, $50K starting base, $70K. If you need no training, you can come in today, set up meetings. I will hire you. But if you feel like you're not getting the worth out of your position, try hard. Try really hard. Put up big numbers. That's it. Make it undeniable. Then they'll pay you. Pretty simple, folks.